One day, my daughter Meghna came running to me holding one of my father's books.
Amma, look at Tata's book. It's so different.
Different? How?
There are no pictures, there are no drawings, there are no numbers. Just words are here.
And this conversation with my daughter planted a seed for this topic. Welcome to S2S, 11th presentation on Upanishads and Numbers. It is a popular prayer song from Upanishad. This prayer song is common for 19 Upanishads. All Upanishads start with a prayer song popularly known as Shanti Mantra. This prayer-specific song, in my opinion, provides a strong introduction to the most powerful number. Let us pray together. Om. That is full. This is full. From the fullness arises fullness. Subtract fullness from fullness. What remains is fullness. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us start from 0 and see how all the numbers are reflected in the Upanishad in some form or another. The technique of neti, neti, not this, not this. It is time-tested and widely used. It is also a primary mantra or a technique in yoga of self-enquiry and widely referred to by ancient teachers for exploring the unknown. The concept of Purnam or fullness is credited to Bharat. Purnam and zero refers to many concepts in Upanishad and in the teachings based on the text. Some say Shunya is Shunya of Shunya. Some say the understanding of mathematical zero will lead to philosophical Shunya, which in turn will give insight into the understanding of Purnam, the ultimate reality. Ancient teacher Sri Shankaracharya, based on the Upanishad and other texts, clarified that there is only one and no second to it. This concept is widely known and has been written and taught by many teachers. It is Advaita, the first lesson in numbers. Isha Upanishad is a popular text for various reasons. The presence of 50 commentaries highlights the importance given by various ancient teachers. It is listed as number 1 Upanishad in the list of 108 Upanishads. Let's move on to number 2. This explains the teaching of the ancient teacher Sri Madhvacharya in a nutshell. It is popularly known as Dvaita, even though the name does not convey the essence of the Madhva teaching. It is not 2 in strict sense. Here, 1 plus 1 addition is not possible because it deals with 2 different entities. One is independent and supreme, and other is dependent and mortal. This subtle difference cannot be summed up in one word in English. There is a popular reference to the 2 birds in a tree to explain the concept of Jivatma and Paramatma. This is to mainly emphasize the need to recognize the divine nature. Popularly referred in Upanishad and other commentaries. Mundaka Upanishad refers to this tale of 2 birds, a concept that holds a great significance. We now move on to number 3. There are 3 important schools. None can miss the commentaries or interpretation of the key passages given by the ancient teachers of these schools. Sri Shankara has written commentaries known as Bhashyas on the principal Upanishad. Sri Ramanuja has discussed the interpretation of key passages of Upanishad in his Vedanta Sangraha. Sri Madhva has written Bhashyas on all principal Upanishads and has also given key interpretation. Yet another important aspect is referred to in Upanishad, the basic 3 qualifications required for a student. Viveka, the capacity to discriminate between good and bad. Vairagya, spirit of detachment. Satsampati, the ethical perfection that are required for students, includes the determination to learn under any circumstances. We now come to number 4. The 4 states include the well-known state of waking, dreaming, and deep sleep of humans during any day. The 4th and a very important aspect refers to Turiya, the base on which the other 3 states occur. This concept is widely referred to in various Upanishads, and it is a very fundamental concept accepted by many ancient teachers, irrespective of the path shown by them. The significance of number 5. The Upanishad describes 5 sheaths: the foot sheath, the vital air sheath, the mental sheath, the intellectual sheath, and the happiness sheath, which is the ultimate sheath. The table A gives the grouping with the reference to gross body and the subtle body and the casual body. It is well explained in detail in Mandukya Upanishad. Many Upanishads mentions the concept of 5 sheaths. Another important concept of the 5 pranas, which refers to the system of perception, excretion, circulation, digestion, and thinking. The table is useful in understanding some of the concepts mentioned in various Upanishads. There are various references that relate to number 5 in Upanishad. We move over to number 6. This table shows the important qualification for a student to learn from a teacher. This specific qualification requirement is referred to in many Upanishads. The qualification being the peaceful state of mind, self-control, and withdrawal, and the most important qualification being the enormous quest for knowledge. According to Vedanta, a person experiences 7 phases of ignorance before discovering their actual nature and bliss. The 10th man story explains this concept. The story is about 10 students crossing a river and the missing person. It reflects ignorance and sorrow. A wise person passing by helps them to identify the 10th person. This story highlights the consequences and ignorance by not knowing one's true nature. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, this specific mantra indicates the steps before attainment of great bliss. The 7 steps are ignorance, wailing, sorrow, indirect knowledge, direct knowledge, overcoming suffering, and attainment of bliss. Teacher and student relationship is highlighted in many Upanishads. The list includes Katha, Kena, Mundaka, Chandogya Upanishad, and many more. They talk about various aspects of teacher and student relationship and the art of learning. The following 8 are emphasized in many Upanishads. The teacher's role involves the mastery of both material and behavior of the student. The art of questioning, an important spirit of learning. Prioritizing the ethical and moral principles over knowledge. Gurukulam, the conventional learning. A student lives with his teacher to learn, irrespective of one's status. The relationship to encourage open and receptive mind to understand the truth. Dialogue and discussion, hands-on experimentation. Quest for knowledge, to know the truth under any circumstances, irrespective of age and one's social status. Knowledge diversity and service-oriented mind are visible in education. In Isha Upanishad, mantra number 9 represents a high level of responsibility for knowledge, vidya. According to the scriptures, those who worship avidya, ignorance, will experience deep darkness. But those who worship vidya without responsibility will also go into darkness. This mantra offers a comparative study of vidya and avidya. This shloka has many interesting interpretations. both by ancient teachers and by other scholars. Mantra 8 to 11 of Isha Upanishad provide a clarification on the differences between avidya, not a real knowledge, and vidya, a real knowledge and eternal truth. This gives the list of 10 principal Upanishad, which includes Isha, Kena, Katha, Prashna, Mundaka, Mandukya, Taittiriya, Atiraya, Chandogya, and Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. These are the most popular because of the commentaries by ancient teachers. There are 108 Upanishad, which are listed in Muktika Upanishad. The table enumerates the 10 lips of awareness, the 5 senses of knowledge, and the 5 organs of action. They are called the mouth of consciousness in Upanishad because this is how all the information are acquired. Some numbers are visible, some are embedded in the text for certain contexts. It is quite impossible to exhibit all the numbers in one presentation. The Upanishad contains references to most of the numbers. This table highlights number 19. There are 19 mouths in the awake state. Includes 5 senses of knowing, 5 organs of action, 5 pranas, and 4-fold mind. This is yet another crucial figure to be aware in order to comprehend some of the ideas presented in Upanishad. While we are awake, we enjoy, we experience, we interact with the world in 19 different ways. The number 24 represents the field of action and is highlighted. The respective tables give the item listed under each category. This grouping will help you to understand some of the important concepts. Muktika Upanishad starts with a conversation between Lord Rama and Hanuman on the various aspects of liberation and about Kaivalya Mukti. The conversation clarifies that knowledge of Mandukya Upanishad, the 6th in the list of 108 Upanishad, is enough for the final emancipation. If not, Lord Rama recommends to study the first 10 Upanishads. He goes on to recommend, if still not attain that knowledge, then one has to study 32 Upanishads and withdraw, meaning turn inward. For Videha Mukti, one has to study all the 108 Upanishads. In this conversation, the mathematical and the logic statement will be visible. Muktika Upanishad, Shloka 30 to 39, mentions the names of all the 108 Upanishad. We saw how the numbers starting from 0 are referred in Upanishad in some form or other. Some numbers are visible, some are embedded in the text for a specific context. The numbers include the biggest of the biggest and the smallest of the smallest. It is very difficult to bring out all the numbers in one presentation. Hope you all enjoyed a glimpse of what numbers convey in various Upanishads. Numbers do count in Upanishad.